right, it feels so good to be back on the program again this beautiful Friday morning. It's from the Dailies, the very last edition for the week. Thank God it's Friday. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa, and I have Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe also live in the studio with me this beautiful Friday morning. A beautiful morning to you, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe.
It's another Friday morning in this city, in this lovely city of Ibadan. Yes, vibrant yet laid back.
All right, okay, let's go straight to what we have this morning. And peradventure, this is your first time on the program from the Dailies. It is where we get to take you through the front pages of newspapers. And this morning, I have about 4 or 5 newspapers before me. And let's take a look at them one after the other. Now, the very first paper I have before me is the Vanguard newspaper, and the biggest story on the front page says, why bid to recall Akpoti Uduaghan failed by INEC? And Rider says petition falls short of 29,146 signatories. INEC shouldn't have entertained petition from onset, Akpoti Uduaghan. Kogi Central constituents thank INEC for recognizing 208,132 signatures, vow to proceed with recall process. Still looking at the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, tribunal victory, Benin stands still for Obeolo as Oba prays. Uromi killings, political leadership of Edo Kano have settled issue. Defense headquarters. Okay, moving away from that, day 2 of Independence Bridge closure. Chaos as Lagosians groan, blame government. I wasn't aware of closure. Oh my. Okay, another one. River Soul Administrator cancels pending procurement tender processes. You wanted to react to that? Councils pending procurement and tender. What is it again?
You see, these are the things I talk about governance. Anyway, maybe when you read the body of that story,
okay,
we'll get.
All right, moving away from that to the Punch newspaper now. Botched to recall. PDP Natasha alerts INEC as petitioners mobilize constituents. Okay, another one I have before me on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Hyenas nearly killed me in kidnappers' den. Ex-NYSC DG. Afenifere rejects National Assembly bill on indigenship by marriage. Away from that to foreign trips, opposition slams Tinubu Shetima for wasteful spending. Now coming to your state, Oyo Titan security ahead of Alafin Saturday coronation. Senate to review tax reform bills after Easter. Okay. A quick look at the front page of the Guardian newspaper. I have this one saying Defense Headquarters dismisses Niger's MNJTF withdrawal, vows to eliminate Turgey. Afenifere cautions over indigent status bill, cites ethnic tension, violence. River Soul Administrator considers new 2025 budget. Okay. Our vandalism, scavenging, ruin critical assets, damage economy. Will Lagos ever tame excesses of its Agbero? That's a question. It's on the editorial page of the Guardian newspaper. Bode George decries state of nation handling of Natasha Rivers crisis. Very last newspaper I have, that's the Nigerian Tribune. Kidnappers exposed us to military rockets. General Ziga. We were kept on mountain with hyenas, snakes, scorpions. Away from that, Natasha survives a recall as INEC rejects petitioner's bid, says constitutional requirements not met. And the biggest story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says how Trump's new tariffs will affect Nigeria. Another 15 killed in plateau communities. Amotekun busts visa kidnap syndicate in Ondo. Oromi, Edo, Kano leaders have taken action, defense headquarters. And the last one I'll be taking, it says NNPCL board. LND accuses Tinubu of ethnic bias in appointments. All right, still from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM. Okay, well, before we go to the stories we have today, Oladapo Kunobi made mention of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, finally coming out to react to the rumor that went around a few days ago that he collapsed at an event, that he had to be flown out of the country. It was flown. The rumor had it that he was flown to France. And
France is a new destination.
It's a new destination now. Because why did you say that?
Why France? Why?
That reminds me, our president just jetted out to France again.
On a working visit.
On a working visit. Okay.
The president can work from anywhere.
Actually, you said that before the program started.
Somebody told me that.
The president can work from anywhere. Okay, now, Nyesom Wike came out finally yesterday and he addressed the members of the press who asked him concerning the issue, the rumor of him collapsing some days ago. And let's take a listen at his response to that question.
I don't want to give credence to people who are only interested in carrying rumor. First of all, the human being, it is not a ghost that will collapse. The human beings that will collapse if there's any problem in their health. Unfortunately, I did not collapse. I didn't share this side that I have any health problem. Let me tell you what happened. What happened was that you see that the former head of service of River State government came out to let the public know what was going on. We had a plan to bomb the House Assembly complex. I had a plan to attack national assets. They want them to divert attention for people not focusing on that. They have to bring one rumor that they have been flown overseas. There was not a time I collapsed, there was not a time anybody took me to that. But you see me every day. The day Mr. President broke Iftar, that is birthday, I was there. The next day, I led Abuja resident to Salahu Beach. I see all those stories just die down. This is the politics. We have history. Those who don't bother us, we are not distracted, we are focused on our job. So I thank Nigerians for being, for really worried that it should be, but people should not wish their fellow human beings such things to happen. We know that we will die one day. Nobody will remain in this world forever. But it's only God that says today you will die, not any human being to say you will die today or you will die tomorrow. So nobody has said, you are still not. I'm very happy that most of them will recognize because I will write their confidence later. I'm showing that I will write their confidence later. So there's nothing like that. Thank you very much.
Vintage FCT Minister Nyesom Wike there reacting to the rumor that he collapsed. And I even saw some people putting on social media then that obituary has gone and stuff like that. But he has a message for them. He said he will be the one to write their condolences.
You said it.
He said it, yeah?
Yeah. So you know, people have wishes. People have desires, and he expressed a wish. And he has a right to that.
Okay. Now let's go straight to the burning issue we have before us. That is the recall process of Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, which has come to an end. Sometime, yesterday INEC released a press statement, which I would like to read on air now. Okay, looking at the official press statement coming from INEC, it was titled Public Notice. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) hereby notifies the public that the petition for the recall of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, which was submitted to the Commission on Monday, 24th of March 2025 by representatives of the petitioners who are registered voters in the constituency, has not met the requirement of Section 69, subsection A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. The petition was signed by 208,132 out of 474,554 registered voters in the constituency. This represents 43.86% as against the constitutional requirement of at least 50% plus one persons registered to vote in the constituency. Consequently, no further action shall be taken on the petition. And the letter was signed by Mrs. Rosa Oriana Anthony, Secretary to the Commission, that is INEC, issued this day, Thursday, 3rd of April 2025. Now, comrade, this announcement by INEC, did it come to you as a surprise?
Not particularly as a surprise. If it came as a surprise, maybe a pleasant surprise, they will call it.
Okay.
You see, we operate a federal constitution, and federal constitutions, by their nature, are quite rigid either to amend and some sections of it to fulfill the necessary requirements. You see how amendments can be done and cannot be done. You see the state issue of state creation. Now this one require. You know the interesting part. Even if it had passed, you understand. This is just the verification section of it. They will still have had to go and physically verify, even after they had gotten the numbers.
You know, INEC actually had a breakdown. They released an official breakdown of the number of signatories for each of the local governments.
These are mere signatories calling for a recall.
Yes.
And then, if it had passed the number, the number required, they would have had to go for a verification. One-on-one. Everybody will have had to be verified as authentic. And then they will have had to do I just call that a referendum on the recall. And I think and you see the challenge here is about the numbers required. It is usually about the number of registered voters. And I ask, did 2/3 of registered voters vote in the election that brought her into office? So if 2/3 did not vote, I doubt if 50% voted. I mean, I doubt if 50% voted anywhere. You understand? In this country, whether the gubernatorial, whether the senatorial, state assembly. Now, in any state, in any constituency, now, and you will now require 2/3 of registered voters to get her out of office. When 50% did not even vote of registered voters. So it is, you see, to withdraw a mandate, if you have given it, to take it back now, it will require a larger number of people to withdraw that mandate. So I think it's a pretty
Now, looking at the number of people that trooped out to welcome Natasha when she went to visit our constituency.
For Salah? Or she has done another one?
That one, that's what I'm saying. The one she went to
for Salah.
Salah.
She has to go back and thank the people now.
Now, you begin to wonder, how were they able to get 208,132 signatures?
Is it is or it was? It was a project. You see...
You mean the recall process itself?
It is usually a project. People have cashed out, I'm telling you. People brought up the idea. You will present like a proposal, how you are going to carry it. It's not just...
who were the people that initiated our recall process?
Well, the ones we saw are a senior special assistant to Ododo.
Yeah.
That is the front. but there are definitely operations. There will be operations made in every local government, in every ward. You understand? They will mobilize. They call it mobilization I mean, it is a project, a huge project that will have gotten hundreds of millions of naira
Well,
to get it.
talking about those who might have initiated that, Senator Natasha herself was on a live TV last night to talk about this whole issue, and she made mention of the key actors, the people that initiated the recall process, and once again she accused the Senate president being involved in the whole process. Let's take a listen at a little. Let's take a listen at a clip, just a few minutes of what she said, Senator Natasha.
Verifying. I don't deal with just rumors. I make sure I verify. And I do have my primary sources. And the moment I got to know about it, it was actually about 10 p.m. So when Senator Asukwo drove him from Hilton Hotel to Godswill Akpabio's residence, and that's where the meeting held. And immediately after that, I called on the press. I'm not sure if I called you, but I know I spoke to the correspondent from about 3 newspapers, Guardian, Punch, and others. And I told them, even Premium Times, I think, and I was like, look, this is it. There's a plan to recall me. Why don't you put it out there? And they asked, where is the evidence? Of course, I didn't have any evidence, but it did happen. So shortly after, when the process started, they called on me. I said, oh, Senator Natasha, you actually told us. I was like, I did tell you. I wanted you to blow it up, because one thing about Nigeria is sometimes when you put out information and preempt them, they get to pull back. But again, the danger there is they could sue the media houses, like it will almost amount to hearsay or rumor that they went ahead to publish. So I do respect the publishing homes for not going out with that story, because it could have been dangerous, and counterproductive to their image. But I tell you, everything I speak about, I'm a lawyer, I'm a senator, and I understand how Nigeria works. And for me, the most important thing is this recall process has been stalled. And I give kudos and credit to INEC, even though I believe they should have thrown it away from the first on the first go. I think it was void ab initio, because listen to what the gentleman said, that there is no law in the Electoral Act that says that a petition should be discarded just because there is no address. But again, what if the address is false? Because the address provided there is number 4, Oborokeba, Oboroke, Kogi State. I bet you there's no address like that. Oboroke is just 5 minutes away from me, and I did send people there. There is no address. Most of the streets in my hometown, they are not labeled. So the question to INEC is, what if the address is fake? And again, the cover letter of the petition was Kogi Central Political Frontier. And we ran a check with CAC, and that does not exist again. So the question to INEC is, can a non-registered body sponsor a petition against a senator?
Senator Natasha there reacting to the stalling of the recall process by INEC on the national TV yesterday.
Well, when they got those numbers that they allegedly got, I was amused but worried whether they were going to push the thing through. But INEC, as the umpire, of course, did not want to look. INEC actually played the role of the umpire. Yeah, I think they did fairly well.
I was going to ask you that, so that INEC be commended for that.
I don't think INEC should be commended. INEC is an umpire. If you are made an umpire, you are to be, fair,
transparent,
and so and accountable. So there is nothing. I don't think it's an institution. It's just to work in a cold-blooded, mechanical manner. You understand? You don't see nobody. You don't know nobody. You are working with facts and figures. So INEC was just mechanical about its followed process, and look at the way they just dismissed the thing.
Now, you said something on this program on Wednesday that all these things happening around Natasha, they are only making her more popular and more powerful.
Yes, and I think she
understands. And she seems to be
scaling
scaling through the hurdles put before her.
She understands the game. And I can tell you her soul is no longer in the Senate.
Oh,
Yeah, Natasha.
so as in you don't see her coming back to the Senate.
Asol is beyond the Senate now.
Oh, I don't get it. You insinuating probably she might be
I am not insinuating.
okay. You're suggesting probably she's planning for a higher office.
Maybe she might not have an active plan. It is not active, but definitely, when you want to return to the Senate, you won't go for broke. She's gone for broke. If she wanted to return to the Senate and still have a tenure, a productive tenure, with Akpabio in charge as presiding officer, she wouldn't go for broke. She's gone for broke.
I read some comments on the social media yesterday when INEC came out with this news, and people congratulating Natasha, and some of the comments read that putting Yaya Bello and Usman Odo together, Natasha will floor them anytime, any day.
The whole thing is even ridiculous, you know. You see, there are some things by which you can do an empirical analysis. She drew attention to herself the way she fought since the days of our SDP, you understand? She drew attention to herself, the way she fought those people. I mean, this woman fixed a road, and I think they went and, Yaya Bello went and excavated the road. I mean, how do you do that? She didn't use your money. She used her own resources to fix a road for the people. And I think they went and excavated the road. And the woman fought tooth and nail. This time around, she went to PDP, got a ticket, you know, the elections, and then she went to court. Did you hear? He said, I understand how Nigeria operates. Is it operate or works? So they look at it's so pathetic that Yaya no do.
Now, when this news came out yesterday, I saw a particular poster on the social media about Natasha, and it read, till 2027 and beyond, in the name of God, for our people and country. Senator Natasha, I mean, you can see before me now. Okay, this some people were insinuating that, do we see Natasha vying for the governorship position?
What I know is clear to me is that our soul is beyond the Senate now, certainly.
Okay, I said she was on national TV yesterday, and the interviewer also threw this question at her that, do we see Natasha going for the governorship position? And let's take a listen at her response.
For me, I do believe in the power of now. I celebrate the moment, and I just have tomorrow. I live tomorrow in trust. I might not be alive by 2027, even though I pray to have a long, fulfilled life. But let's complete this term. 2027 will be determined based on the consultations I will have first with my husband, my children, my family, associates, and of course my community. If they tell me, Natasha, go ahead, I will go ahead. If they tell me, raise the bar, expand your political space, I will do so. But it all depends.
Now, this woman speaking with so much confidence.
Yeah, you know, the human spirit is very, very powerful, and it is limitless. It is boundless in capacity. All you have to do is imagine it. Imagine it. And anything that people pursue, any human being pursues passionately, it will never fail. If this is passion, it's going to work for her. And, it is when people think of benefits that they start calculating. You understand? They become cold and calculating. But if it is just passion, and then it is when I say passion, it is the people you are passionate about. It is the people you will see. You will not, definitely benefits will accrue. You understand? Benefits will accrue. But the benefits are not your focus. It is when benefit is your focus that there is a problem. But if it is about the people, it is the people, your passion for the people.
They come first.
Or whatever you do that is propelling you, it cannot fail. Where people see stumbling blocks, you will be seeing stepping stones. It is for real.
Okay. It's 2 minutes to 10, still from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM. Let's go away from Natasha's issue now and go to River State. Now, in the news this morning, River Solar Administrator considers new 2025 budget. And a lot of people have been saying that, okay, this is a man that is meant to spend 6 months now trying to form his own budget. What do you make out of this?
You see, I do not understand some of the things this man is doing.
Is this not an indication that
You are
probably he
in
will
interim.
spend beyond 6
Interim.
months?
Interim administration to restore law and order, right? They said not law and order just broke down, governance broke down. Now, I don't understand. Beyond that, another newspaper said he said they should cancel all procurement processes and all of that, and then his own budget. There's a budget that you review that. You review that.
The procurement means the ones that are being put down. By
Yeah,
Fubara.
orders made, orders placed, and all of
cancelling
that.
all that.
Processes.
Wow.
You understand? It's like a train is governance is like a train. You like coaches, join together and being driven, and then you just put a clog in the wheel in the middle. You can't imagine. The coaches will just smash into each other. I don't know what all of this will cause, but you see, people are already reading meanings into it that some who are beneficiaries, you understand, are allies.
Beneficiaries.
Beneficiaries of those processes that are already in place, ongoing, are allies of Fubara and his government, you understand? And they have to cut them out.
Okay.
They have to cut them out. Were they avoided? Were the processes tilted in their favor? You can review it. You understand? You can review it. But an outright cancellation and you say return all the fees they have paid to them, I don't think that is governance.
Now, Femi Falana was at an event and he made a reference to what is playing out in River State. Let's take a listen.
Just to let you know, while I'm telling this story, a few things are happening in our country right now. The most serious is emergency rule. I was in Senegal for a meeting 2 weeks ago, meeting of the Media Foundation for West Africa. So while I was in the meeting, somebody rushed in and said, there has been a coup in Nigeria. So I rushed out. They speak French, He didn't quite hear the news. So I went out to find out. I then rushed back. No, it wasn't a coup. Emergency rule has been posted in one state, and they appointed an administrator. The president appointed, and they said, is the president unelected? I said elected. What of the governor? I said the governor is elected. How can you remove him? And then replace him with a retired soldier. Mr. Falana, what kind of democracy is that? I was utterly embarrassed. Right? And I think Audiobe has made a point. Chief Audiobe. That by appointing a former military dictator to go ahead and stage, the government may be tempting soldiers to disrupt the entire exercise. Now, for lawyers, please, when you hear any lawyer defending emergency, I beg you, ask one question. What section of the Constitution, what section allows removal of the governor and deputy and then suspension of legislation. Please ask, because this regime last year went to court.
Okay, Femi Falana speaking there, reacting to what is playing out in River State. Let's react to that.
You see, one thing that I like about democracy and constitutional rule is that the law, the constitution is there. But situations will arise and those laws will be tested. That's why I say democracy is not an event. You understand? It is about processes and a continuum. So we're going to test this. The Supreme Court, I remember Femi Falana said it, that when I think an emergency rule was imposed somewhere, somebody went to court and the Supreme Court said it is only, watch what Supreme Court said, it is only the Attorney General of that state that has the local standard to institute a case. Now, which Attorney General of River State will now institute a case? Attorney General under an administrator in charge of military occupation, because that's the occupation, will now go to. I don't think the Supreme Court or any court will say the voters have no local standard. So this time around, it is voters that got together, led by a lawyer that has gone to court to challenge this one now. So we'll see whether the Supreme Court will say the people that put, you know, that was an escape route for the Supreme Court not to address the issue. I think it was in the days of Obasanjo that the Supreme Court said that. I'm watching out now if this court will say that those who voted, put the government and the governor in office, do not have the right to challenge the removal of that governor. We are evolving. We might be slowly evolving. We have been at this for 25 years. The United States have been at this since 1776, and we'll see how the Trump do what he did just about 5 years ago. So if America that have been at it for over 200 years, how did Trump do what he did?
Now, you said something now. You said people voted for Fubara.
Yeah.
So the president can't remove him.
Look, where extraordinary powers the Constitution says.
Is it not the same thing that played out at the Senate when a group of people in the constituency voted Natasha in?
Yeah.
And the Senate president suspended her for 6 months.
That matter is settled in court. The Supreme Court has said you cannot suspend a representative of the people, whether in the House of Reps or the Senate, for more than 2 weeks. Because he or she is not the person you are suspending. It is the representation that you are suspending. And you cannot suspend representation because the interest of the constituency will not be represented.
If the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement on such cases in the past, why are our politicians still not playing by the rules?
Because
why are they going against the law?
Somebody call it, instead of the rule of the law, what we have now is the rule of the rulers. I can't remember who said that over this last weekend. I think it's the same Femi Falana. Yeah, I think it's Femi Falana. He said what we have is the rule of the ruler. How many Supreme Court decisions has the government ignored? The Bola, what do they call that one? Muhammad Buhari. Not him alone. Obasanjo. All of them. You know? Obasanjo's time, I think the Supreme Court said they should release something about the local government in Lagos State. The Supreme Court said, yes, the action in Lagos was incoherent. You understand? That incoherent as it was not, the processes were not completed. You understand? But that the president had no powers to hold. You see, federation accounts, is for all monies collected from nooks and crannies of this country, including the federating units. You have no such power, and you withheld. And the Supreme Court said you have no powers to withhold such monies. Also, you held on to the money. You understand? But because of immunity.
And the same thing played out recently in River State.
Yes.
where the funds meant for River State were withheld.
Well, this was a Supreme Court decision because that there was no appropriation.
Okay.
Because there was no appropriation. You understand? So, this issue of and yes, people are saying yes, the constitution is extraordinary. What do you call it? Say, powers. You understand? But they also say that same section says that the removal of a governor it must meet the conditions prescribed in another section.
Certain conditions.
Yes, that these are the only conditions under which a governor can be removed. You can't breach that. Say under no. I mean, these are the only prescribed conditions. Whether death, whether whatever. I think about 4 scenarios. I said there's no other. I mean, this section must be adhered to in the removal of the governor. And people are asking if Nigeria was in mortal danger of attack, and the president declares an emergency, will he remove himself from office?
A big question. Okay, it's 9 minutes past 10 on Solutions 93.9 FM. Let's move away from that now. Earlier this week, we had a shake-up at the NNPCL, okay, and there are reactions coming after. There have been reactions coming. Okay, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, I have this one saying, NNPCL shake-up, mixed reactions trail Kyari's removal, appointments of Ojulari Kida. And another one says, NNPCL board, LND accuses Tinubu of ethnic bias. LND.
What is that?
LND. I think it's about. Okay, I'll try to read up the story. Too, but there has been accusations that the president has been kind of
ethnic bias.
And then
But the man is from North Central. The MD of NNPC is GCO. He's from Kwara. He's from North Central. You see, we are living a lie as a union. You are living a lie. Those are the contradictions in our configuration. They accuse Tinubu of ethnic bias, whereas the man is from the northern part of Nigeria. The man is from the northern part of Nigeria, yet they accuse Tinubu of ethnic bias. These are one of the things you have to address.
These are things that need to be at least to enlighten the people.
You understand? But be that as it may, did I send you the audit report from the Auditor General's office about hundreds of billions, well into about 400 and something billion or 500 billion?
Okay, it's League of Northern Democrats. LND.
Well, I think Tinubu has gone for broke in his ethnic appointments. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I think it's not a very good one. I think it doesn't look good, It doesn't look good. It doesn't look.
I think these people are, because looking at the body, they concentrating on the names, sounding Yoruba-ish kind of. And they're talking about, okay, FIRS, all this, okay, we have the Minister of Finance and Budget Plan, we have the CBN Governor, all of them tilting towards...
Okay, Fagbe Mina is from North Central. The answer is Yoruba. He's from North Central.
Okay.
This guy too is from Kwara, NNPC, whatever. He's...
Ojulari.
He's from North Central. You understand? He's from the north, not even North Central. He is from the north. Fagbemi is from the north. So I think Tinubu has gone for broke. You understand? You see, I think Tinubu has gone for broke. Maybe this is the only opportunity I'm going to have. You understand? And people are even saying that it is not even a Yoruba thing. It is the Lagos crowd.
There's a Lagos. I don't get it.
It is the Lagos crowd that is appointing. And they are branding them as Yorubas, that it is just the Lagos crowd.
Okay, when you say Lagos crowd, are you talking about the Lagos boys?
The Lagos boys.
Okay.
So it is not a Yoruba thing. That everything is concentrated in Lagos. So, and I always ask myself, all these ethnic based appointments, which ethnic nationality has it served its purpose? When Jonathan was there, the Igbos dominated that government. What did the Igbo nation benefit? East-West Road was not completed. Nothing. Since the Northerners have occupied the commanding heights of Nigeria's governance, of what benefit? Poverty, ravaging the North. The numbers in terms of poverty coming from the North, lack of education, lack of skill. So of what benefit? And when anything comes up, people like Ndume will say, the North. Whereas the North is not benefiting anything. It is these individuals that have been recycled since the Second Republic. They're still the same ones. Adwogwe is there. Adwogwe has been a minister since the days of Shagari. That is over 50 years ago. You understand? So, or 40-something years ago now. So, when they say the North, the interest of the North has not been served. When they say Yorubas, you see the Lagos boys that Tinubu is appointing that are serving the interest of the Yorubas? Certainly not. When they say the Igbos, when that man was in office, of what benefit was it to the South and they say it's a Yoruba presidency? What's the meaning of Yoruba presidency? What is the meaning of Hausa Fulani presidency or Igbo presidency? It doesn't actually serve. What Yoruba interest did Obasanjo 8 years serve the Yoruba? Even the road to his own farm, he did not fix it. Not to talk of the road from Lagos to Songo. Not to talk of the one from Lagos to Ilorin. They're still on it. They're still on Ogbomoso to Oyo end of it. How many years? 25 years after. You know, if not for the efforts of the Muhammadu Buhari administration, then even Lagos, Ibadan, they're still on it.
That's true.
24 years after. So whose interest is this serve? I understand that there's in fact, it's not as I understand. I have seen the audit report indicting, what do you call that man? Kyari.
Mele Kyari.
Close to 500 billion naira indictment in audit report. So, but...
did it come to you as a shock?
How can that come to you?
So I wanted to ask.
They never of course, the industry expert told us a few days back that it was Mele Kyari that started publishing audit reports, or was the audit report? Yes, audit report. That it wasn't the thing. They didn't even have it. Until recently, NNPC and Central Bank never had budget. They didn't present their budgets to the National Assembly. Not until the National Assembly insisted. There isn't no money from the Federation account.
They were just putting their hands in the money and just
yes, they were not accountable to anybody. They were not accountable to anybody. You know, so but I suspect that before these 4 years runs out, Tinubu will do something more drastic about NNPC. They say all the guys there now are industry experts, and that is supposed to turn the fortunes of NNPC around, and the ultimate thing is to put it on the market.
Okay.
Just like NLNG, that thing is always tongue twisted,
yeah.
NLNG. I mean, Nigeria has 49%.
You've been saying that NNPC should be put on stock market.
Yeah.
But what benefit will it be?
Number one, if they put 51% out there, of course, that means a sale of 51% equity.
Okay.
That will put billions of US dollars liquidity in the hands of government that can be used to address infrastructure. And number two, the investors will operate as an investment, not as a cash cow. You understand? How can you have 20 subsidiaries? You read a report here some months back that only 7 of those subsidiaries are viable. The industry expert told us yesterday, it told me that there are 5,000 kilometer plus pipelines. Only 1,000 are probably functional. And yet, they still pay billions to security,
to secure those.
to secure, And then we
Non-functional.
have depots. We have a subsidiary, pipelines, PPMC. They're subsidiary. They're not using the pipeline. And yet they pay them, they have a GM. In fact, they have an MD. The depots too, 21 or so. They're not functional. They have a subsidiary. They're not doing nothing. Who runs a business like that? So, if it is now in the public domain, they will do due diligence. Those who are, they will rationalize. They will rationalize and then, make them work or sell them off if they're no longer viable. But the selling off must not be done as NMPCL now, because there's the likelihood that they're going to start selling off national assets as scrap and to themselves before they put it on the market. There's a likelihood.
Okay.
Yes, that when they tried to sell Port Harcourt refinery, then one industrial expert told me that it was not the refinery, the refinery was not the target of those who wanted to buy it. What was the target? The target was the port. It's not a port, really. The access to the sea. That was the target. They would just have,
Have free access to the.
Yes. So they should not let them put everything. Of course, they will come up with a cooked up report that these ones are not good, they're not good. Let's just sell them off so that let's leave a compact and manageable, NMPC we will take to the market. But it's a lie. They will sell those depots as scrap and they will not start working with it.
Okay. All right. Let's go on this commercial break. We'll be right back. It's from the Dailies on Solutions 93.9 FM.
True strength. What defines it? The brilliance of a player, or when a team comes together to win. A solo beat, or the rhythm of many. The flair of one dancer, or the art of a troupe. One distinct voice, or the beauty of the symphony. At FCMB Group, we build ecosystems, empower communities, and create the future. Because we believe it's not just one, but the power of the group that delivers the future we all desire. FCMB, the power of the group.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
welcome back. It's still from the Dailies and Solutions 93.9 FM. One more story before we call it a day today. And it's about a not so good story that is on the front page of some papers. Let me look at the account of the Nigerian Tribune. It says another 15 killed in Plateau communities. And according to the account of let me just restrict it to the account of the Nigerian Tribune now. Now, what really drew my attention to this is the fact that there have been some communities who have been losing the lives of many innocent people are being lost virtually on a daily basis as a result of banditry, others attacking villages and everything, and they don't seem to be getting any or enough attention from our security forces. And it keeps bringing my mind back to the Uromi killings, looking at the deployment of forces just for a few group of people when hundreds, thousands of people are being maimed in some communities with no help coming for them.
When the president was sworn into office, he talked about reviewing not just the security architecture, as people are want to say, but even the doctrine. You understand? It is a doctrine that underpins the architecture. Yes, I do not expect that to be done, publicly and openly, the serious part of it. But I have related with people in the intelligence and, security sectors over a period of time. I have not seen the president act on what he said. That was an inaugural speech, gives direction, you understand, to the thrust of the administration. We saw the president pursue his floating of the naira and the removal of subsidy and all of it. We saw that in spite of the terrible consequences, they went for it and they're still on it. Now, if they talk about a review of Nigeria's, not just the architecture, but the doctrine that underpins that architecture, I have not seen it. Number one, and the very first one is this: the police in any society remains the primary agency for internal security.
Are they well equipped enough to handle such?
Do we even have the numbers? It starts from the numbers. What is the minimum requirement that we need? What is the prescription of the United Nations? Because the United Nations have these prescriptions. What is the prescription? Do we have the numbers? We have probably 500,000 of them now, or close to 500,000. If we have 500,000 of them, just look at our policemen on the street. The basic minimum a policeman should have is a walkie-talkie. If you don't have a baton, of course you will have a baton. Even if you don't have a baton, you must have a walkie-talkie.
To be able to communicate.
Absolutely. And you say, mobile phones are there. No. The policing is a different ballgame. When you are on your walkie-talkie, there's a base station. And everybody will pick up what you are saying. And that means information is going around simultaneously on everybody on that network. And they can act on your information. So one vehicle just passed now. Those people you need are looking suspicious. You're talking to only one person. But the moment you are on your walkie-talkie, you are activating and alerting all police units everywhere. Just start counting today. The policemen you see with walkie-talkie, just today, just start. I've been around police for God knows how long now, and it is that one is worrisome. And then the numbers. But you will see those who are guarding and providing security for political leaders. You will see them with walkie-talkies. You will see them with walkie-talkies. Now, number one, what is the deployment of that 500,000? How many are? I can tell you that if you go to the government house today, do you know that in the government house in Oyo State, I don't know of it, there is a structure that houses policemen. Will always be attached because they are usually in rotation. They are usually in rotation. There will be at least minimum. There will be some at the gate too of the government house, and then those who go around, and then there will be at least 20 to 30 policemen assigned. Moving, then the deputy governor, the chief officer, the wife of the governor, speaker, and all principal
Each of them having their
Yes, they were police orderly. You understand? That is Oyo State alone. Senators. Did you hear what they said about Natasha? They said they were going to withdraw our security details. Every senator. You know how many the Senate president and all of them have. Now, the issue is this. How many are left? You see them carrying bags, holding umbrellas. You understand?
Adjusting their attire.
Including non-state actors. I have seen, sometimes I feel sad. I've seen people even who are of questionable character. I've seen them go around with 10, 15, 20 policemen on a regular basis. Yeah, and it is nothing new. In the days of one guy in Lagos in the 90s, that guy from Ibuza, I will never forget the first day I saw him. He was coming towards the National Stadium. And of course, the Beast, Mercedes 500, was the biggest and the latest in that. And he had a motorcade of about 10 of them. DSS and Nigerian policemen. You understand? So how many are left? And you know the funny thing?
To secure the lives and property of
this is symbolic of
citizens.
This is symbolic of state capture. State capture in a dimension is all the apparatus of coercion in the hands of the state has now been appropriated by individuals.
A small group.
Yes, a small group. How many of them? They can be up to 2,000. They can be up to 5,000. So everybody, everything that is for everybody, they appropriate it. And then the people that are now left naked, as it were. But don't forget also the philosophy behind the establishment of the Nigeria police. That is why it is called the police force.
Okay.
How can the police be force? What is the essence of police? The police is to secure the people. And the major instrument of the police is information, which is intelligence. Are you going to get intelligence by force?
Comrade, our time is fast spent on the program. Thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning.
My pleasure always riding with you.
All
My
right.
pleasure.
What
And
are
of
your
course-
plans for the weekend? Like I always ask you. On
Yes,
Fridays.
this weekend I think is going to walk. But of
Okay.
course, in between, rest.
Okay, definitely.
And of course,
that's very, very important.
Absolutely,
It's very, very important.
You must re-energize, reload,
Okay,
and relaunch.
that's the wrap for today. We will be back Monday morning for a fresh edition from the Dailies on your Super Dial Solutions at 93.9 FM. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa. Once again, I'm saying good morning and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
On the wall, the reading back here, on the wall, the reading back there, on the wall, the reading back here, on the wall. Rise, oh fallen fighters, rise and take your stance again. Is he who fight and run away? Live to fight another day. Put the reading back there, on the wall, put the reading back here, on the wall, put the reading back there, on the wall, put the reading shall he reap. And I know that talk is cheap, but the hotter the battle, and the sweeter the victory. Put the heathen back, yeah, on the wall. Put the heathen back, yeah, on the wall. The heathen back, yeah, on the wall. Put the heathen back, yeah, on the wall. The heathen back, yeah, on the wall. Put the heathen back, yeah, on the wall. The heathen back, yeah, on the wall. The heathen back, yeah.
Radio is all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, The Remedy.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station. In the mix. The mix. And we ain't stopping.
You guys have the best music. Turn it up. TSOL.
The Remedy.
Solutions FM.
Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum, Habibi. If you're ready, let's go, Habibi. I told you, Habibi. Where the money enter, Habibi. I would definitely call you, Habibi. We dey go to Dubai soon, Habibi. Lada Max 400k. Eshani, Habibi. Wallahi, I go spoil you, Habibi. Oh, my baby. Now, which store you want go, Habibi?
I buy you diamonds cause you rock with me. My favorite view is you on top of me. Come on, yeah. Got a body like an hourglass, so I'm not wasting time by a model, why, cause why not? Yeah, I've seen, but I'm insane, trophy now. Skin tone looking like I fake yeah. I've been a millionaire for 8, cause I've been on my shit for 30. I like all my liquor straight, I like all my women curvy. Worrying about nothing, that's what happens when I'm here. Stamps in your passport, diamonds in your ear. Hit the jab, pop, fucking with me. 2 shows in Saudi, half a million apiece. My love, I would do anything for you.
Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum, Habibi. If you're ready, let's go, Habibi. I told you, Habibi. Where the money enter, Habibi. I would definitely call you, Habibi. We dey go to Dubai soon, Habibi. Lada Max 400k. Eshani, Habibi. Wallahi, I go spoil you, Habibi. Oh, my baby. Now, which store you want go, Habibi? You get it. If you don't get it, forget it. Okay. Spend anything, buy Gucci and Fendi. Okay. Enjoy the money, don't you worry, baby. Okay. You know the money longer like the look to bid me. Okay. My darling, know the shot to talk, I'm begging. Okay. If you want a big diamond, ring a Birkin. Okay. It's because of angel like you that I'm working. Okay. Whack, yeah. You shouldn't be stressing. If you done a person, blessing we could bless you with a Benjamin's messy. Luxury sexy, whole lot of messy. This is how we living every day in case you guessing. Though the December will blow away like I'm a town that find me for Lagos, but I know then I just stay one place to make me sick of. Fuck a tie, sit on not above for Saudi and boy. Fuck a tie, what you saying, fam? Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum. Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum. Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum. Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum. Young and I'm fresh, living on the edge. From litigation, I'm a bit of sledge. From Torino to Milano to Bangladesh, taking shit. Dash when we pull up on that, my day, Marrakesh. Ella bench, why you in a rush? Find off your question. Ass go score, I love my coach, play, I tell the bench. Designer flows below if we turn on own stretch. Money can't buy swag, it no different far fetch. Flowing every like tsunami, nigga, you go drench. Ain't nobody by the damn week. Now I'm just so fresh. The game in my ends, if I clench with a range, the lowest stretch of the game will be dredged. Let's rearrange, revelation done a match. I don't play to the sketch, blood of money, mule of wretch. I can't stinking money, I'm a shotty, hit this thing. Game took a lot for me, now here comes the revenge.
93.9 FM.
Whiskey.
Nigerian entertainment industry. Gbogbo wa ló ń kí ẹ o. Mọ̀túndé Bíṣẹ́ndé.
See the blood for my eye and the pain for my mind, mole shalaye. Yeah, I dey choco, I dey nice, some of me I just dey maintain. Life of a trouble mind, life of a trouble mind. Right now me just want vibes and thing, but my trouble mind won't sing. Yeah, every day, every night, that way ever blazing. Make you go to, then I got my shaking. Me no need love, you're the paper chasing. If you know they talking money, ain't no communicating. Yeah, real love, yeah, that's what we're used to. Diamonds on my wrist, on my left. Tell me where the man no go feed you. Yeah, one shot for mama, yeah, I miss you. I go ball all my days. I hate him since I face. Place for the pain. Every day steady cruising. Big bang, we unruly. See my life like a movie. Eyes red like we choco. And you know how the thing goes so. Would I send it to little you? Real prayer for a real one. Real life not so easy. With a little life, we never change. See the blood for my eye and the pain for my mind. Mole shalaye. Yeah, I dey choco, I dey nice, so mommy I just dey maintain. Life of a trouble mind, life of a trouble mind. Right now me just want vibes and sing, but my trouble mind won't sing. Yeah.
In the mix. The mix. And we ain't stopping.
You guys have the best music. Turn it up. TSOL.
The Remedy. Solutions FM.
Pariwo mo ti gbà.
Uza serve me masa with suya. If time I wear my niggas they gather. If you think I'm popping meat, you alright, I'm not in it. Oja go house after everything in praying. Where we just sitting. Jolly, Ramadan Karim. Maybe give me anything I want. I still for Salon, I'm bargaining.
Lale Ramadan, Shama Padi Lodo Lada. Lale Ramadan, Ibela Timashita. Lale Ramadan, Wassalam alaikum, alaikum wassalam. Ejide. Ari Tito Musulumi, Edidele Tekewu. Losan Ramadan. Ramadan, Uncle Jawano, Uncle Miwano, I got to love you, no can party one more thing. And if I back you, Ramadan, and you go, Ramadan, and my sister sending no Ramadan, she too was sending no Ramadan.
93.9 FM.
Sometimes when you know they
Keep it
now
low.
you are the call when you know they. And then before dying, me need to be show face. Show face. Or you are follow bound from Oloye. Omo long by load. Me clock you do not go wine me for old age. Old age. I just want things to get better. Go dumpa. Me, I be working money cheddar. I need more buga. I swear I can't deny. I swear I can't deny. I just want things to get better. Go dumpa. Me, I be working money cheddar. I need more buga. I swear I can't deny. I swear I can't deny.
Dangote still striking deals. I delicate just buy new private jet and you see me my grind reduce. I don't see who get before we no get again. Now why my morale?